Hi, my name's Jimmy Rogers, and this is the as of yet unnamed circuit bent Goosebumps sound effects slash voice changer box. I bent this right before the second Boston circuit bending workshop that I just ran at the Willoughby and Baltic here. And I have a personal rule of keeping the original case, the original functionality completely intact. It's just a thing I like. I like the toy aesthetic and being able to bring the controls out while working within those constraints. It's a personal thing. So in going along with that, the only visible modifications I've made to this unit is a 1/8" audio jack, a power LED, and a 25-pin parallel port. So the reason I did this is because I found about 22 points of interest on this particular unit, which actually surprised me. I thought it was going to be a pretty quick, easy project, but I found a lot of really fun stuff to do with it. You can look at the Flickr set that is linked in the more information side of this video, and you should be able to see all of those pins. If you have any questions, just give me a contact. So the fun thing with this is, because I broke all the pins out and some of them are accessible, you can actually bend the unit slightly while still holding on to it. So I have a speaker near the camera so that it picks up the sound a little bit better, so I'm going to plug in there. And bring that down a little bit. So here I am, just... Anyhow, the sound effects are kind of silly, but you can do some fun things with them. Just to show the other end of this unit, here I am connecting a microphone. Now I'm just using the microphone portion of this right here. It's not actually the audio output, but it can amplify your voice. So there's kind of an alien and a robot sound, that's my best guess, but not nearly as interesting as some of the other sound effects. But that's what the breakout box is for. So all of those pins that I was talking about are brought out into this box. And it mates right on like so. It quite comfortably supports its own weight, sits by itself, and you can do a lot of really cool stuff with it. First off, the sound effects, because they're pretty simple. I added a rotary switch so that you can just kind of have one of the sound effects. We've got you now, we've got you now, we've got you now, we've got you now. Slow it down. Speed it up quite a bit. So it's actually kind of fun because this left side is pretty much just for the sound effects controls. If you want to address them individually, press the button. If you want to select one specifically, you have to turn the knob. This speeds it up extremely fast. It speeds it up extremely slow. These are those 2 points of interest, and this is another one. I couldn't quite get the potentiometer right for it, so I just made it a touch contact. If you bridge these two connections, it slows it down. So the other side is a good bit more interesting for me. It has to do entirely with the voice changing module. So these 9 pins right here are all connected to different pins on the little chip that I found. These 3 are connected to a pin that I found that interacts extremely well with most of the other pins. Here 2 and here 2 that when bridged across these actually changes the pitch of the voice changing module. So just for an example really quickly, I'm going to go ahead and turn the feedback on. I have a switch here. And then there's a little pot that you can change kind of the speed with, just to show you a little bit. actually soldered the tip and the shield of the RCA connections together. So they're both serving as touch contacts and as jumper points. And the reason I did that was so that I could take these jumpers here and bridge random connections and change the sound that way. So if you notice, the sounds are completely different with the jumper there and with the jumper not there. I found probably about 10 different interesting combinations of jumpers, upwards of 3 jumpers or so. But something that's really cool is when you start running other sounds through it. So I'm going to go get my guitar real quick. You may have seen this guitar, maybe not. It's also in my YouTube videos, you can see it. Basically, make some very basic kind of sound effects. You can do a quick pitch bend here. It's got a recording looping switch, which is actually extremely useful, and that's what I'm going to be using right now. So I've just got a little loop in there, and I'm going to run it through this voice changer box and cause it to do some pretty interesting stuff. So that kind of gives you a general idea of what this voice changer box can do and why I broke all those pins out. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you have any questions, just contact me through the page. There's also a new Boston circuit bending group, Google group called Bending Boston. If you're in the local area, shoot us an email, and hope to see you around. Have fun bending on your future projects.